I do believe we're live. Hi, everybody. Whoa. Oh, the camera's really low. Hi, everybody. It is super hot. It is the middle of summer, and I want to die. But Figby is dirty. It's time to wash him. Ugh. Let's see now. Okay. Oh, I would like to be seen a little bit, but it's just kind of hard to show my face and wash at the same time. Anyways, I'm streaming outside for the first time. This is a little stressful. I'm worried people will look at me. But we got a lot to cover today, so let's go. Okay, here's the boy, the man of the hour. Water, yeah. Sweet, hi, how you doing? I was trying to wave at you see, my laptop's over here. This is where the laptop is, but I can barely see the screen. It's so bright out. Cool. So, time to wash him. He's dirty. I wore him quite a few times. Bath time. So first things first, if you have any kind of fan of some kind, you're going to want to take that out. And, wow, the shadow of this tripod is right in the way, isn't it? Yeah, there's no fixing that. Maybe I'll move it over here. Thank you for being patient with me. This is my first outside in the middle of hot summer stream ever. Let me know if you can hear me or not, because I'm not sure. Okay, so here's Figby. On the inside, he usually has, there's this little pocket on the back of the neck, and that's where I put like the fan's battery. And the wire usually threads through into the mouth, and there's some Velcro up here at the top that holds the fan in place. So actually, I didn't think about that yet, but I already took the fan out, so the fan usually goes here, and I took that out, and the battery pack that usually hangs out in here in the little pouch. Drown him. Wow, really? I'm crying. Like, I really thought that it would take a lot longer than that to get it working. Thank you, thank you. Okay, yeah, so there's nothing, there's no wires, there's no fans, it's just the boy himself, so that's good. So now let's get our water set up. Normally, I guess I should preface this, normally I would do this in the tub, but as you guys know, I have like blue hair, which I don't know if you can even see it right now, but I got a lot of hair dye in the tub, and I don't want to accidentally dye Figby blue. That would be bad. So instead of cleaning the tub, which you really, really should, if you're gonna wash him in the tub, definitely clean the tub first. Try to make sure there's no chemicals or residue left. Like, if you really gotta scrub that tub. But if you want to be like me and fill up a bucket outside, you're fine. Okay, so this is just your standard, standard detergent. I also have this Woolite, which is, geez, this shadow, I'm sorry about the shadow. Woolite is what I used to use because it's basically like the most gentle, come here camera, I want to actually talk to the people. Woolite is like the most gentle detergent you can possibly find, so you can try that if you're kind of worried. However, I hate the smell of it. I hate it so much. So, I'm actually just gonna go with regular Tide this time. And if you do, make sure you don't choose one that's like, hyper stain lifting or whatever, because you don't want it to be too rough. You want it to be like a gentle enough on your costume. And if you have some kind of airbrushing, I have no idea what to tell you. I don't know anything about airbrushing, or cleaning airbrushing, so I'm not the one to help you with that. Cool, so I'm just gonna guess an amount of detergent, just, come here, good. Sorry about this camera shadow. I really hate that. Alright, so I'm just gonna fill this with detergent. It's gonna get all over me anyways, so you're gonna smell like detergent. I don't know how much to put in. I always guess. Alright. I know this is weird, but I kind of just go by the feel, like if it feels like it's soapy enough. Cool. Yeah, so when you're doing this, just make sure you don't have any fans, and if you have airbrushing, you gotta check with your maker about that, because I've never done airbrushing. I don't really know what it entails of, and I don't want to tell you guys to throw your head in some water if you're not able to, safely. Whoa! Wow! Thank you very much! I appreciate that. I can't read your name because the screen is so hard to see outside, but I really appreciate it. Okay, so this feels soapy enough. And you might notice I have a second bin over here. That's because I need one to like do like a rinse cycle in. So this is the soapy one and this is the clean one. Alright guys, here he goes. Ah! So yeah, don't be afraid. It's easier for me to say since I'm a fursuit maker. I work with this stuff all day long, but don't be afraid of it. It's just foam and fabric. Even the fur, it's all just fabric, so it'll be okay as long as you're gentle with it. So I just kind of squish them in there, just squish them. Just give them a bath, just like you're washing a stuffed animal. Squeeze it, make sure you get some nice water and soap in there. Bath! Bath time. I guess I can read the screen on the right. Fragility. Thank you for following. Okay, cool. So I can read that. I can read the chat. I can't see myself on the screen, but yep. So just dunk them in there. Just keep washing. All right. So at this point, he's gonna get a little bit heavy, just like any fursuit part that's wet. Like if I try to pick him up, he's really heavy, and the problem with that is if you don't do it gently, like carefully when you pick him up, you can rip the seams really badly. So like his muzzle here isn't connected by too much other than this top cheek piece. So just be aware that you need to be careful to like guide it along. If you're gonna like turn it like this or whatever, like I mean if you're gonna pick him up and put him in the other bucket, you gotta like support the muzzle and every other piece that's kind of hanging off, if that makes sense. Because it's gonna be heavy and you don't want to rip it. Thank you for that, Spartan. Oh, the eyes. Okay, so, this was my first fursuit, and, for my first one, I used regular buckram fabric, which is like it's like a mesh fabric, and I'll show you guys. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna pull him up, so I gotta support him a little bit. So, the eyes right here, well, I guess I can't show you very well unless I bring the camera really up close, but it's not a regular mesh. It's not like regular buckram that people usually use, because the buckram I chose, because it was my first suit, I didn't know. It's really, really tight knit, really tight, so you can't see through it very well, and basically it wasn't a very good choice for eyes. So everybody else's fursuit that I've made after this has a different mesh that you can see through better, and this mesh in particular tends to not do so good in water. So if anything, if you've seen my fursuit eyes in person, they are a little bit warped, and that's because I didn't really choose a good eye fabric mesh. However, if you have a good maker that gives you good eyes, or just ask your maker if your eyes are waterproof or not. Most of the time, they're fine to submerge because, first of all, they use the right mesh, and second of all, after that you coat it in paint, you coat it with clear coat spray that waterproofs it. So all you have to do is be really careful to not like scrub on the eye. Like I haven't been touching the eyeball at all, and you'll be totally fine. I know it's scary, but at least the ones I do, I coat in 2 or 3 layers of clear coat, so you'll be totally fine. I know it's scary, but that's also why I send you guys out with a spare pair of eyes in case something happens. Because, you know, it's not good to only have one pair of eyes. You never know, something could happen. So yeah, regular water like this, soap and water, that's great. Now, if you're talking about Fursuit Spray, Fursuit Spray is totally different. So I'm just gonna keep scrubbing this guy while I talk. Fursuit Spray, here's my little jar here. It's got alcohol. You know, it's a mix of isopropyl alcohol and water, and that is good for sanitizing your suit between washes. So like after you wear it, you know, you spray the inside, any part that really got sweaty. But the problem is you cannot spray the eye with the isopropyl alcohol. That's what you need to be worried about. Not getting it in the water, but spraying it with the isopropyl alcohol. So, I guess I should have displayed this sooner. When I send you guys with fursuits, unless I feel like I forgot Rissy, in which case I might have to mail her a pair, but I send you with these little eye covers. They're just little pieces of fabric, but you put it on the inside of the eye. Like, pretend this is the inside of the fursuit. You just cover the eye like this, and then when you spray the inside of the head, you don't have to worry about the isopropyl alcohol spraying it. It's just a piece of fabric. You just cover the eye. It just helps you to make sure. Otherwise, if you just really carefully spray around the eye, you'll probably be fine. But if you're worried like me, you can just put the eye covers on. Yeah, I think I sent everybody some eye covers. If I made you a suit and I didn't send you any eye covers, let me know. I'll mail you some. I feel like I forgot somebody, and it might have been Rissy. Let's see. Can you hear me at all? Because I am a little worried about the mic. It is plugged in all the way, and thankfully it's not wet yet. Let me know if you can hear me or not, because this is a very information dump stream, so if you can't hear me, I'll be very sad. I went over so much already. Oh, you leave them on your suit when you're... That's a great idea. Just leave them on. You might as well. Okay, great. That's good to know. Alright, guys. So in here, I hope you can see this. You might not be able to. I'm sorry, I can't move the camera. So here is some loose foam, and that's because, again, this was my first suit, and I mean, it's okay, some suits are made with foam being exposed, and some are not, and that's totally fine. However, I've decided that in the future I prefer to have all the foam covered by some kind of spandex or lycra, something, because when you're washing it like this, chunks of foam can come off. So yeah, that's just a maker tip right there. I like to cover all of the suit in foam, cover all the foam up with some kind of fabric. Oh, that's the wind. Is that what it is? Ah! Okay, as long as you can hear me for the most part, that helps a lot. Alright, I think I got him pretty clean. I've just been kind of, you know, scrubbing him. Okay, so again, I wouldn't use any kind of detergent that's like super strength or stain removing. Just choose a regular one, or if you're worried, use like super gentle Woolite, but I just can't stand the smell of it, so that's just me. But yeah, make sure you get like the inside. Like, that's the main reason you're washing it. I mean, I guess the outside's dirty too, really. But get the inside pretty good. Yep. Let me see. Okay, cool. Sorry, it's really loud out here. Welcome to my porch, by the way. Hi, everybody. Alright, so let's say I'm washing some hand paws, which, by the way, you can wash your hand paws and your tail, everything like this. Let's say I'm washing my hand paws, and let's pretend this tooth is a claw, or even if it is just a tooth. The little claws, or the paw pads, or the teeth, they tend to get really dirty, right? So you can actually use spray and wash. So like, I wouldn't recommend using super strong detergent on the whole thing, but if you want to use just like stain remover on a specific small area, like on the tooth or the claws, that's a great idea. I think that's good. You just, spray it on the area and kind of massage it in a little bit. Just keep scrubbing it, and it'll probably come out. But, also, shoot, I was gonna add one more thing to that. What was I gonna say? Gosh. Ah! Oh boy, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, you can, yeah. If you don't have some kind of stain remover, you can actually just take normal detergent. I'm getting water all over myself right now. Come here. Just get a little bit of detergent on your hand, and you can just scrub it directly on there. It works basically the same as stain remover. I mean, I do this for normal clothes all the time. If I run out of stain remover, just take a little bit right on your hand and just scrub it right on that spot. Basically, you're just giving it a little cleaning on that one spot that really needs it the most. Alright, cool. The teeth are looking really nice and white. I'm sorry I can't really zoom in. It's kind of hard with just me and only one camera right now. Woolite! I'm offended you chose my enemy. Hey, baby detergent. That's a great idea. I mean, I don't know anything about, airbrushed fursuits, but if you do wash it like this, I assume that'd probably be what you'd need to use is like baby detergent. But I've had no trouble washing it with the normal detergent here. Okay, cool. I think I got everything. Washed everything except the eyes. Now here's the fun part where I need to move it over to the second bucket without killing myself or him. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to support him. And since this is foam, it'll like pop right back out, so if you need to squeeze them in some really awkward ways, you can. Okay, come here, baby. Okay. Cool. See, I thought ahead. I brought a towel for my arms. Tide for life! I really like Tide. I just don't like the smell of woolite. I know that's weird. I said that a few times. I should stop saying that. But, okay. Bucket 2. So this is our detergent bucket, and this is our non-detergent bucket. So, now we can just start, just trying to get all that soap out of him. Fun fact, the first time I washed Figby, I didn't have a second bucket to, try to wash out the detergent, and that ended up with him having tons of detergent still left on his fur, and that was really bad because, his fur felt, greasy and nasty just because it had soap stuck on it still. So, I'm gonna just tell you guys, make sure you get all the detergent off of them because they will have that nasty, greasy soap feel on it still. So, yeah, who'd have thought, right? I never even realized that would be a thing. Cool, so I'm just kind of shoving them in there, whatever. I think it's a little bit safer with, oh, you know what? That's another thing. If you have foam eyes, you want to be careful to not, distort them too much when you're, pressing it under and squeezing it and stuff. The rest of the head is fine. You just gotta be careful with foam eyes and the eye itself. Everything else, you can just, squish it in every way. Yeah. So for 3D printed eyes, which is usually my standard now, 3D printed eyes, you need to ask your maker, but the ones I send out are always sprayed with clear coat also, so that they don't get water in there and get moldy. So my 3D printed eyes that I'll send you guys with are also waterproof, so that's good. As long as you don't scratch it up really bad and wreck that clear coat somehow. Cool. It's pretty great. You know what? This is, ooh, it kind of feels like it needs another bucket of clean water. What I should have done is when I was taking him out of here, I should have squeezed as much water out as possible before putting him in here. Because now this one has too much detergent in it. Ah! Alright. Well, if he still feels a little too detergenty, I will do another rinse rinse cycle off camera. Ooh, is that shade? Oh, bless the clouds. They're giving me shade. Cool. So he's pretty good washed right now. I like it. It feels pretty good actually. Nice. So here's another thing. Your bodysuits. You should probably ask case by case depending on who your maker is. But the bodysuits I make, you can throw in the washing machine. Just turn them inside out, and throw them in the washing machine and put it on gentle cycle with just normal amount of detergent. And yeah, as soon as it's done, turn it inside, like right side out. Brush it out really good to get all that fur flat. And same thing as if you washed it in the bucket. Just lay it out flat somewhere, put a fan in front of it, and just keep brushing it as it dries in front of the fan. Cool. It's so hot out that this water is actually turning kind of warm. Can you believe that? How unlucky. Okay, so one quick note is if you do use like a washing machine for any of your fursuit parts, do not do not use Tide Pods. And let me explain why. So I don't know if you've ever experienced Tide Pods getting like their plastic wrap stuck on things. Like if you try to wash normal clothes with Tide Pods, it's totally fine. But if you try to wash like a comforter or something with a Tide Pod, part of that plastic will get stuck on the comforter somewhere. It makes a big mess. Basically, you just gotta wash it a second time. It's no good. And so the same for fursuits. Just don't, don't use Tide Pods, please. It'll get stuck on your fursuit. It could wreck it. You don't know. Just use regular liquid detergent. Wow. Okay, so I'm shocked, but this clean water, non-detergent water, is actually darker and dirtier than the soap water. What even? So I think off camera, I'm probably gonna empty out this bucket and put clean water in and rinse it one more time because there's just so much dirt coming out of this. I feel like I could get even more out if I put it in another clean bucket. But for now, let's finish up here. All right, let's see. I talked about the eyes. Yeah, I talked about the spray, like the fursuit spray, don't spray it on the eyes. Okay. I think I talked about most of what I wanted to talk about. So now this is the part that I hate. I gotta get him out of here. Come here, my boy. Ah. Hi. So I'm just gonna kind of support him and try to squeeze out as much water as I can. He's so heavy. Hey, at least I'm not like Indigo. Indigo has a floor dragger tail. Like, have fun washing that, my boy. I can mix detergents. But then how do I wash my Tide Pod? Imagine washing Tide Pods without Tide Pods. Alright. Cool. Got a lot of the water out of them. So, depending on how well your maker did, like this is hard to explain, but I'll try my best. When you're a fursuit maker, you want to make foam in the head with as little amount of, let me tilt this up so you guys can actually see me talking. Whew. Ah, it's so great. You want to make foam in the head with as little amount of like extra glue as possible. Like Figby, for his head, tons of glue. Like, he's basically 90% glue and like lots of, it's almost paper mache bad. Like, he is mostly glue, barely any foam. It's crazy. But the further you go on and learn, you're able to get these proper shapes that you need for your fursuit with less glue because you're able to actually get the foam shape correct. So that's good. So if your fursuit maker did, like a pretty good job, they have a minimal amount of glue, that's great. That'll help your fursuit dry faster and because it leaves less cracks. Like when I'm done here, I'm gonna put him in front of the fan to dry. And parts with glue have harder time drying, so it just takes longer. So if your maker was able to use less glue, it'll dry way faster. It's like if you have a slab of glue, like a slab of foam, and it's wet, and you just set it out to dry in front of a fan, it'll dry pretty quick. But if you have a slab of foam that's like all kinds of chunks here and there, randomly, lots of glue mixed in, you can see how water would get trapped in there, right? So that's the best I can explain it. So basically, depending on how well your maker did, it might take your head longer or shorter to dry. Either way, you want to wring out as much water as you can. Then you're gonna set him in front of a fan. And if he's dripping still like this, either you can like keep wringing him out like I am, or you can put him like in the tub or in a bucket to fan dry him, or just keep wringing him out. Even you can use towels to try to suck up the water. Just get him as dry as you can, because the goal is to get him as dry as you can before you set him in front of the fan. But yeah, he's still kind of heavy. I'm gonna wring him out more off camera, but ta-da! He's a clean boy. He smells really good. Cool. Wow, my camera's really hot. So then the last thing here, I'm gonna reach. Come on. Okay. So the last thing here, we're gonna actually just, take your brush him out really good. Just all the way around, you know how to brush your suit. So you want to make sure he's nice and brushed out. He, she, whatever your costume is. Ugh. All right, come here, camera. I'm trying to readjust right now. Sorry, guys. Okay, look up at me. Good, cool. So, you want to wring it out as much as you can, and then brush him out. Lay him in front of a fan. As he's drying, keep brushing him. Like, come back and check, like maybe every other hour or so, and then, just keep trying. And when he feels dry, like, this would probably take like 2-3 days in front of a fan, to be honest. When he feels dry, he's not. Just because the outside feels dry, the inside is almost always still wet. So when you lay him out to dry, I usually just open up the neck here and face this part towards the fan. Like, I'll lay him like this in front of the fan so that the air can go through and out the mouth, if that makes sense. You want a suit? Oh no, I'm sorry. I hope one day you can get a suit. I'm sure one day you will get one. What should I cook for dinner? Taco Bell. Cook Taco Bell. Oh yeah, good luck with washing Winchester's tail. It's big. Oh, me seeing that last part. Alright, well, I think that's it, honestly. Okay, so I can bring him a little closer. I'm gonna show you guys the eye here. Yeah, so I don't know if you can tell, his eye is a little bit warped. I had to paint him some new eyes. And that's completely my fault. It's because I used the wrong material. But you don't have to worry about that, because I don't use that material anymore. I got smart. I use the right material now. So, if your eyes do have some kind of trouble, or if you have any questions of any kind, even if I didn't make your suit, Discord, send me a message, whatever. I will help you out. I know it's kind of scary because, it's an expensive fursuit. You spend lots of money on these things, and there's a lot of ways to wreck it. But it's part of the thing. You own it. You gotta clean them. So yeah, it's okay. They'll be okay. Cool. I think that's it. I'm sorry this is kind of a short stream, but I showed what I needed to show, and now I gotta kind of clean up. So is there anything else you guys want to ask about before I close out here? Sorry it's so sunny, I can barely open my eyes. Yes, I will tear down my least favorite food chain and eat it myself. You'll eat the Taco Bell building. It's just gonna be gone. Alright, well, I think that's it. I don't see any extra questions, so I guess I'm just gonna wrap up for now. It doesn't take that long, and again, if you have a tub, it's probably way easier than doing this. I mean, this is an apartment. I don't even have a hose. It took me a long time to fill up these water buckets. Yeah, I would do it in the tub if you can. If not, just get 2 clean buckets. Go ahead. You can do it. And if you do use the tub, of course, make sure you wash it really good, and you make sure there's no solvents or detergents or any kind, not detergent, any kind of like chemical left in the tub, because that would be bad. Cool. Alright, well, I think I discussed everything I wanted to discuss. I'm sure I'll figure out something later. Oh yeah, one more quick tip. Once this guy is all dry, well, I don't usually do it in the head, but let's just say I washed my feet paws just now. Once my feet paws are all clean, they're all dry, it's not like a head. I don't usually display my feet paws. So when I go to put them in storage, I tend to put just a standard dryer sheet in there, like just stuff it in the feet paws, because it makes it smell all nice and pretty. But you don't have to do that. I just like to do that. That's just something I like to do. And I think that keeps it smelling nice. But other than that, I think I'm good. So I'm gonna end it out here. You have that shirt. Yo, I love this shirt. I love Scooby-Doo. I grew up with, like, what was it, like the 60s Scooby-Doo? I love it. Yeah. Points for Scooby-Doo. I loved Scooby-Doo so much that I had him at my birthday party when I was like 10, and I noticed the zipper in the back and I still didn't care. I was like, it's Scooby-Doo, man. I love Scooby-Doo. Alright, well, I'm gonna go clean up, and yeah, just Discord me any questions if you have any questions. Other than that, have a good one. Bye!